Morning, Elena. You look like you could use this more than me.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
Single dad helped a poor woman every morning, until her lawyers with 4 bodyguards walked in the rain hammered against the diner's window like a relentless drumbeat, blurring the world outside into a gray haze. Inside, the air smelled of burnt coffee and greasy bacon, the kind of place where time slowed down and secrets simmered. Mark Thompson sat in his usual booth, nursing a black coffee that had gone cold an hour ago. At 38, he was a single dad to a rambunctious 6-year-old named Lily, and his days started before dawn, dropping her at school, then rushing to his job as a freelance photographer. But every morning for the past 3 months, he'd made time for this ritual. The diner on Elm Street, where he'd help a woman who looked like she'd fallen on hard times. Her name was Elena, or at least that's what she'd told him. She always arrived just after 7 a.m., her blonde hair damp from the rain, wearing faded jeans with rips that seemed more from wear than fashion, and a green sweater that had seen better days. She'd slide into the booth across from him, her blue eyes weary but grateful, and order the cheapest thing on the menu, toast with peanut butter. Mark had noticed her the first time because she reminded him of his late wife Sarah, strong, quiet, with a hidden fire. Sarah had died in a car accident 2 years ago, leaving him to navigate fatherhood alone. Helping Elena felt like a small redemption. "Morning, Mark," she'd say softly, her voice carrying a faint accent he couldn't place, maybe Eastern European. He'd smile, push half his breakfast her way. "You look like you could use this more than me." At first it was just toast, then conversations bloomed. She spoke of lost dreams, a life derailed by bad luck. He shared stories of Lily's antics, his struggles to make ends meet with sporadic gigs photographing weddings and events. They never delved too deep, no last names, no addresses. It was their unspoken rule. One rainy Tuesday, as the diner buzzed with the morning rush, Elena arrived later than usual, her face paler, eyes rimmed red. Mark had his camera on the table, fiddling with it absent-mindedly. "Rough night?" he asked, sliding a plate of toast toward her. She nodded, picking at the crust. "You could say that. Family troubles." She hesitated, then reached across, her fingers brushing his as she took a piece. "You're too kind, Mark. Most people, they don't see me." He chuckled. "What's not to see? You're sitting right here." But she wasn't just sitting there. Over the weeks, Mark had pieced together fragments. She lived in a rundown apartment nearby, worked odd jobs, sent money back home. He never pressed. Instead, he'd slip her a 20 now and then, or buy her a coffee to go. It wasn't much, but it made him feel less alone in the world. Lily adored hearing about the nice lady at the diner, even drawing pictures for her, a stick-figure family with toast in hand. As winter crept in, their mornings grew intimate. One day, Elena confessed, "I wasn't always like this. Back home, I had everything. But choices, they catch up." Mark shared about Sarah, the accident that shattered his life. "We were supposed to grow old together. Now it's just me and Lily against the world." Elena touched his hand then, a spark igniting. "You're not alone anymore." That touch lingered. Soon they were sharing more than food, laughs, dreams, stolen glances. Mark found himself looking forward to these moments, his heart thawing after years of grief. He even invited her to meet Lily one weekend. But she demurred. "Not yet. Things are complicated." Complicated didn't begin to cover it. It was a Friday when everything unraveled. The rain had turned to sleet, tapping insistently on the glass. Mark arrived early, camera slung over his shoulder. He had a shoot later, capturing a local festival. Elena slipped in, her green sweater hugging her frame, jeans torn at the knees. They ordered the usual. As she reached for the toast, their fingers met again, and this time she held on. "Mark, I need to tell you something," she began, her voice trembling. But before she could continue, the diner's door burst open with a jingle that cut through the chatter. 4 men in dark suits entered first, their builds like linebackers, eyes scanning the room with professional detachment. Bodyguards, Mark realized with a jolt. Behind them strode 2 more figures, a sharp-dressed woman with a briefcase and a man in a tailored suit, both exuding authority. Lawyers, by the look of them. The group zeroed in on their booth, Elena's face drained of color. No, she whispered, not now. The lead lawyer, the woman, approached with clipped steps. Miss Petrova, we've been searching for you. Your father insists you return immediately. Mark blinked, confusion washing over him. Petrova? Elena, what's going on? She stood, her posture shifting from slumped defeat to regal poise. The bodyguards formed a loose perimeter, blocking curious stares from other patrons. The male lawyer handed her a folder. The board meeting is in 48 hours. Your absence has caused complications. Elena, or whoever she was, turned to Mark, eyes pleading.
I'm sorry. I never meant for this. Miss
Elena Petrova, the female lawyer continued, ignoring Mark, heiress to Petrova Industries. Your little sabbatical ends today. Mark's world tilted. Petrova Industries? The multinational conglomerate worth billions, dealing in oil, tech, and God knows what else. He'd seen the name in headlines, scandals, takeovers, a family dynasty shrouded in mystery. Elena wasn't poor, she was hiding. From what? Wealth? Responsibility? You lied to me, he said, voice low, hurt creeping in. Not about everything, she replied, glancing at the bodyguards. I needed to escape. My life. It's a cage. Father controls everything. I came here to be normal, to feel real. Meeting you, that was real. The diner owner hovered nearby, unsure whether to intervene. Mark stood, his camera bumping the table. So the poor woman act? The toast every morning? Was I just your charity case in reverse? Her eyes flashed. No, you helped me see kindness without strings. But I have to go back. There's a merger, family obligations. If I don't, people lose jobs, thousands. The lawyers exchanged glances. Miss Petrova, the jet is waiting. She hesitated, then leaned in, pressing a kiss to Mark's cheek. Thank you for the mornings. For seeing me. With that, she turned, flanked by the entourage, and swept out into the sleet. Mark sat stunned, the half-eaten toast mocking him. The diner resumed its hum, but his mind raced. Heiress? How had he missed it? The accent, Russian, now that he thought about it. The vague stories. He'd been a fool, opening his heart to a ghost. But as the day wore on, doubt gnawed. He picked up Lily from school, her chatter a welcome distraction. Did you see the nice lady today, Daddy? Not today, kiddo, he murmured. That night, unable to sleep, Mark scrolled through his phone. A quick search confirmed it. Elena Petrova, 32, daughter of oligarch Victor Petrova. Photos showed her in gowns at galas, not ripped jeans. Recent articles hinted at her disappearance amid corporate turmoil, a hostile takeover bid. Why him? Why the diner? Was it all a game? The next morning, he returned to the diner out of habit. Empty booth, no Elena. But as he sipped his coffee, his phone buzzed. An unknown number. Mark? It's me. Her voice hurried. I couldn't leave without explaining. Meet me at the park bench by the river. 1 hour, please. He debated, anger warring with curiosity. But Lily was at a playdate, and he needed answers. The park was deserted, sleet turning to snow. Elena waited, bundled in a coat that screamed designer, no bodyguards in sight. I ditched them, she said as he approached. Borrowed time. Start talking, he demanded. She sighed, breath fogging the air. My father built an empire on ruthlessness. I was groomed to take over, but after my mother's death, cancer, covered up. I couldn't stomach it. The lies, the manipulations. I ran away 6 months ago, lived off cash, took the name Elena from a book. I wanted anonymity, and the diner, random choice. But you were genuine, no agenda. Helping me without knowing who I was, it reminded me people can be good. Mark paced. I thought you needed help. I gave you money, food. Was it amusing playing poor? Her face crumpled. No, it was freeing. For the first time, someone cared for me, not my name. But the lawyers found me, tracked my phone, I think. Father wants me back for the vote. If I refuse, he'll cut me off, but worse, he'll dismantle branches, fireworkers. So what now? You go back to your ivory tower? She stepped closer. I don't want to. But I have to protect what's mine. Come with me, Mark. See my world. Maybe change it together." He laughed bitterly. "Me? A single dad with a kid? In your billionaire drama? Why not? Lily could have everything. And us, we could be real." Temptation flickered, but memories of Sarah grounded him. "I can't uproot her. And trust. You built this on lies." Tears welled, "Not the important parts. I love your stories, your kindness. I love you." The words hung. Mark's heart pounded. Before he could respond, tires screeched. 2 black SUVs pulled up, bodyguards spilling out. "Miss Petrova," one barked. She grabbed his hand. "Run!" They dashed through the park, snow crunching underfoot, but the guards were fast. Mark's camera swung wildly. "This way," he yelled, leading her to a side path he knew from shoots. They hid behind a cluster of trees, breaths ragged. "They'll find us," she whispered. "Then tell me the truth, all of it." She nodded. "Father's empire is crumbling. Corruption probes. I have evidence to expose him, but it would destroy everything. I ran to decide, save the company or let it burn. Why not go public? Fear. He's powerful. Connections and governments." A shout echoed, guards closing in. Mark thought of Lily waiting innocently. "I can't be part of this, but you already are." She kissed him then, fierce and desperate. "Take this." She pressed a USB drive into his palm. "Proof. If I don't make it, release it." Before he could protest, she stepped out. "I'm here. Let him go." The guards surrounded her but one-eyed Mark. "Sir, you should forget this." As they bundled her into the SUV, she mouthed, "I'm sorry." Mark watched them drive off, USB heavy in his hand. Back home, he plugged it in. Files upon files, embezzlement, bribes, even links to organized crime. Elena had been gathering dirt, planning a coup. Days blurred. News broke, Elena Petrova returns, averts takeover, stock soars, but no mention of scandals. Then, a package arrived, no sender. Inside, a check for $100,000, a note for Lily's future. "And ours? Call me, a phone number." Mark stared at the USB. Burn it? Use it? He thought of their mornings, the toast, the rain. Weeks later, he dialed. "Elena, we need to talk." Her voice warm, "Mark, I hoped you would." They met in secret, this time in a different diner. No lawyers, no guards, just 2 people sharing toast. But now, with eyes open. As snow fell outside, Mark realized helping her hadn't ended. It had just begun. The poor woman was gone, the heiress remained. But the connection, that was real. And so their story unfolded, not in poverty or wealth, but in the messy middle, where love defies labels. Word count, 1823.